We're going to start today's practice in seated. So find a comfortable seat. I'm sitting on the floor. If this is not comfortable for you, sit in a chair. We're going to begin with a breath meditation and then move into the 6 movements of the spine. All can be done from a chair. So find a comfortable seat. I'm sitting up on a blanket. I'm at the edge of the blanket, sit bones rooting into the blanket, and I'm able to sort of tilt the pelvis forward just a little bit. It helps me create a nice long spine. So sitting comfortably, take a few shoulder rolls back. And then you can place the hands in the lap, place the palms up just to sort of reinforce the opening of the shoulders. And we're going to start with a 3-part breath. So on the inhale, we're going to inhale through the nose. In yoga, the breath is in and out through the nose. So bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. Hand is right over the sternum, actually. So right, that bone right in the center. Hands over the sternum. And on the next inhale, start deepening the inhale, and you want to feel the belly expand. So this is 3-part breath. So on the inhale, belly expands. And on the exhale, belly draws back towards the spine. Try another one. Inhale, belly expands. Exhale, belly draws to the spine. Take the hands to the rib cage. On the inhale, the belly expands. And feel the rib cage come out, move out laterally just a little bit. On the exhale, the rib cage comes back towards midline, belly to spine. Take 2 more breaths like that. Inhale, belly expands. Rib cage expands. And on the exhale, rib cage to the midline, belly to the spine. One more like this. Inhale, belly, rib cage. Exhale, rib cage to midline and belly to spine. And then bringing the hands to the sternum. On the inhale, the belly expands, the rib cage expands, and you're going to feel a slight lift in the sternum. On the exhale, the sternum relaxes, the rib cage comes to the midline, belly to spine. Take 3 more breaths like this. Inhale, belly, rib cage, sternum. Exhale, sternum, rib cage, and belly. It's almost like you're filling up a glass of water. Continue for 2 more breaths, right? So when you fill up the glass, you fill from the bottom up. And when you empty the glass, you're emptying from the top down. Nice full breaths, full inhale, and a nice full exhale. 1 more breath. Arms down by the side. On the next inhale, lift the arms up over the head. This is going to create more space for breath. And on the exhale, you're going to lower down. Inhale, spin the palms up, lift up, arms to a V. Exhale, lower everything down. And then bringing the hands to the lap. And now we're going to start the movement part of the class. So arms down by the side. On the next inhale, reach the arms up over the head. On the exhale, take the right hand down and the left hand comes over, pressing into the left sit bone. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, press right as you come left. Inhale and exhale. So you're going to move with the breath. So this yoga practice is moving with the breath. Inhales, open. And in exhales, we move into a pose, or we soften into a pose, or we fold forward. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower. Both arms reach up, lengthening through the spine. We're doing the 6 movements of the spine here. You just did lateral flexion. On the next exhale, come to a twist. Inhale, both arms reach, and exhale, come to a twist. 2 more times. So I do the 6 movements and I do them 6 times. So it's an exhale as you twist. Inhale as you lift, and exhale as you twist. Last one. Inhale, lift. Exhale to twist. And inhale to lift. And exhale to twist. Come to center. We're going to roll over onto the knees. And we're going to go right into cat-cow. This is flexion extension of the spine. Hands right underneath the shoulders, knees right underneath the hips. On the inhale, lift the tailbone, drop the belly, look up. On the exhale, tuck the tailbone and spine to the sky. Chin tucks in. Inhale, movement starts with the pelvis. Lift the tailbone, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, spine to the sky. This is number 3. Move with your breath. The inhale opens the front body. The exhale opens the back body. Inhale, open. Exhale, spine to the sky. 2 more. Inhale, come forward, soften the shoulders. Exhale, round. And last one, inhale, come forward. And exhale as you round. Come into tabletop, walk the hands forward, 1 hand length, curl the back toes under. And then lift the hips high and come into a bent knee down dog. So bend the knees and send the hips high. Bent knee down dog is a nice alternative if you're not used to doing down dog. This is a beautiful alternative. And hold. Take 1 more breath here. And then inhale, come forward. Lower the knees down and lower yourself all the way down onto the belly. The hands come right under the shoulders. The tops of the feet press into the earth. On the next inhale, lift into cobra. And on the exhale, lower. And inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. So the next 6 or 7 poses are bone strengthening poses. Bring your arms behind you. On the next inhale, lift. See if you can rest on the low ribs and then lift the toes 1 inch off the floor, Shalabhasana pose. This is a very effective strengthening pose for the back. It's a beautiful postural exercise. And we're holding this for 40 seconds as we hold all of the bone strengthening poses. As you breathe, so it's about an 8 breath count. As you breathe in, feel the belly expand and maybe it lifts you up a little bit higher. And on the exhale, you can soften. Let's take 1 more breath here. Inhale to lift. And then exhale to lower. Take the hands underneath the shoulders, press up. Knees wide, toes touch, and come into a wide knee child's pose. This is nice for the low back, so you can wiggle out the low back a little bit here. And take 1 more breath. And then come to tabletop. Walk the hands forward 1 more time. Curl the toes under or find downward facing dog. Reach through the heels this time. Send the hips high. And then start walking yourself to the front of the mat. So for the next 3 poses, it's the same foot placement. Grab a block. We're going to open our legs nice and wide. Have all 10 toes facing forward. Take the block, place it to the outside of the right foot. All right, left foot turns in. It's an internal rotation on the left. It's an external rotation on the right. Bend into the right knee. Here are your warrior legs. This is a strong pose, right? We're gonna hold this for 40 seconds. Bring the arms to the horizon. Soften your shoulders. Gazes over the right fingertips. So Wolff's Law teaches us that when you apply a force to bones, it stimulates them to grow stronger. And bone is formed along the lines of mechanical stress. So we're adding stress. You can feel it, yeah? You're adding stress to the bones of the legs. Make sure you have this heel to arch alignment. We're stacking the joints in a certain way so that the force is applied correctly to the bones. We're going to hold for 2 more breaths. These are 8 breath holds of the poses, or about 40 seconds. 1 more breath. On the next exhale, flip that right palm up and reverse. And just breathe into the right side body. Take the left hand to the hip, extend the right arm long and reach. Foot placement exactly the same, but this time your legs are straight. Take the hand down to a block. I like to leave the block at the highest, press into the block, and open up through the heart. So my heart, I'm trying to just turn so that my heart faces the sky. Take the left hand to the shoulder, point the elbow to the sky, and then unfurl the arm. And as I look up, I can see the palm of my hand, not the back of my hand. So you want the palm of your hand. It's a big external rotation pose. And hold. So again, 8 breath hold here, right? We're creating a force in the legs. And this one is actually really beneficial to the spine as well, because you're holding the spine against gravity. Take 1 more breath here and then close your twist. That's a twist. So close the twist, bend into the knee, reach the arm behind you, and then everything comes up. Bring the right arm up, look up. Take a nice deep breath into the right side body. Find the bend in the knee again. Bring the elbow down to the knee. Reach the arm behind you. And then bring the arm up and over the ear. So sometimes it's hard to hold poses. So we'll just add a little bit of movement to this one. Stay with your right arm on the knee. Left arm is going to reach up and over. Let's just do a few circles with this. The circles actually are going to help you open up even more. Rotating the rib cage open. And this is number 2. And this is 3. And then bring the arm up over the ear. Create 1 line from the left fingertips to the left heel. Spin your heart towards the sky. Take 2 more breaths here. Side angle pose. Be careful that you're not pressing too much into this bottom arm, right? You should be able to move the arm if you need to. On the next exhale, release the hand down, and then up and over is going to bring you up. Turn all 10 toes forward and bring the hands to the heart. Take a nice big inhale here, big sun breath. Inhale and exhale. Hands come back to center. All right, right toes turn in, internal rotation. Left toes turn out. The more you rotate the back leg in, the easier it is to hold external rotation on the front leg. Bend into the left leg. Look at your feet. So number 1, you're in this pose. You want to check your alignment, right? Because we're stacking the joints, and misaligned joints can cause arthritis. So you really want to be in good alignment. Find the alignment and then bring the arms to the horizon. Look over your left fingertips and hold. Soften your shoulders. Right, so you're in alignment. Now find your breath. Can you make your breath smooth? Can you make sure you're not holding your breath? So keep the breath smooth and deep and continuous. You can inhale, arms reach up. We'll just add a little bit of movement because sometimes people get bored holding poses. Exhale, arms down. Last one. Here's the last breath. You can reach up. Keep holding those legs in this side warrior pose. Right arm down, left arm up. Breathe into the left side body. Big breath into the left side body. Nice. And then bring the hands to the heart. If your block is behind you, you're going to have to grab it. Reach long with the block. Right hand on the hip. Take the block to the outside of the left foot. Check your alignment. Make sure your feet are not out of alignment. It's a left heel to the right arch. and then spin open. This is triangle pose. Take the right hand to the shoulder, point the elbow to the sky. Any shoulder issues, you stay right here. Yeah, you don't have to extend the arm up, but if you can, extend the arm long. Make sure the palm is facing you. This is external rotation. Creates a little bit more space in the spine. Let's take a couple more breaths here. The primary action of triangle pose is this rotating open of the rib cage. So if your arm is pulling you out of rotation, you need to bring your hand to the hip so that you can rotate open, heart towards the sky. All right, close the twist. Bend into the left knee. Sweep the arm behind you, and one circle's gonna bring you up. And then let's try our last pose. So arms out, bend into the knee, elbow down, and sweep that right arm down and over the ear. And this is our side angle pose. So those three poses, side warrior, triangle pose, and extended angle pose. These are all poses for osteoporosis. 40-second holds on each side with each one. Take 2 more breaths here. Extended angle pose. Let's do a couple circles back, yeah? If your arm's getting tired, just take a couple circles back. Yeah, let the next one bring you up. Ready? All the way up. All 10 toes face me. Hands to the heart. Reverse warrior. Inhale as you reach the arms up over the head, and then bringing the hands back down again. Heel toe your feet together. Okay, I have 2 size blocks here. This actually is a block I use with patients that have osteoporosis. It's a nice sturdy block, and we're going to do tree pose, and I'll show you a modification with that block. So find the center of your mat, lift and spread your toes. Find the place where the bottom, the base of the big toe, the base of the pinky toe, and the heel are pressing into the ground. Forms a triangle. You have 3 arches in your foot. So we're pressing into the arches of the foot. Shift the weight to the right-hand side. Unweight the left foot. I'm going to have to place the block on this side. Bring your hands to your hips for balance to begin tree pose. Lift the left knee up, bring the foot out in any way that feels comfortable. Here's an alternative. So for when I work with people that have osteoporosis, we put the toes on the block like this. So this is a nice alternative, or you can bring the foot anywhere on the leg. I like to bring it up a little bit more. Keep your gaze down. Hands on the hips for balance and support. Find stability first, and then you can reach the arms up and hold. Keep squeezing into the right medial glute. Soften the shoulders down. And this is a 40-second hold, tree pose. Hold. And then lower down. And we're going to shift the weight onto the left foot. So if you're using a block, move the block to the right. Again, lift and spread your toes. And feel the 3 places where the foot is connected. Mound of the big toe, mound of the pinky toe, and the heel. Unweight the right leg. Shift the weight to the left. Squeeze the left medial glute. Lift the right leg, and then place the foot anywhere on the leg, or you can place it on the block. So I'll do this, this variation with my foot on the block. Find your stability. So stability always before mobility. And then when you feel stable, you can reach the arms up in any sort of tree pose, whatever your variation of tree pose is. Or you keep your hands on your hips. So if you're really struggling with balance, keep your hands on your hips. Imagine you're trying to lift the ribs away from the hips. Keep squeezing through the medial glute on the left. That's a postural muscle, right? It keeps you from doing this to hanging out in the hip, right? Which isn't good for that hip joint. So keep squeezing and lifting. Take one more breath here, and then lower the foot down and lower the hands down. Take the feet nice and wide, elbows to the knees, and just fold forward. Head can come below the heart. And just take a couple breaths here. We're going to finish up with 3 poses on the floor. So lower yourself all the way down to the floor. And the first, and again, you may need to sit up on something. So start here, just with your feet out in front of you, and notice if this is hard to maintain a nice long spine. If it is, you're going to take a blanket and you're going to sit up on the blanket a little bit. Take the right knee in towards the chest. Sit up nice and tall, dorsiflex the left foot. Take the right hand behind you. This is like your second spine. It's going to help hold you up. We're going into a twist. It's called Marichyasana. This is a twist, and it is, you never want to twist with a rounded spine. So make sure you're sitting up nice and tall. There's an option here to cross the foot. If that feels okay and you can still root down through both sit bones, you can cross the foot over, your choice. Hand behind you, extend the left arm nice and long. Reach. And then take that left arm, you're either going to wrap it, right? Or you're going to bring the arm to the inside and create this little bind. Binds help you to twist, but you have to do what feels comfortable with you, with your body. And sometimes the length of your torso, the length of your arms, one is easier than the other. It doesn't matter which one you do. And hold. Take a nice big inhale here. This is an asymmetrical stretch for the diaphragm. And so as you breathe deeply, you might notice the belly expanding on one side. So you're twisting to the right. You're going to feel more of an expansion in the right side belly here. Again, this is an 8-breath hold. All the poses for osteoporosis are 8 breaths. Last breath. And then you can unwind from that twist. Uncross the foot if your foot was crossed, and just lengthen your leg long. Okay, take your left leg in. And this one I won't cross, right? So again, you have the option of crossing if you wish, and I'll just do a wrap on this one. So take the left hand behind you. Let that left press into the hand and let it help you sit up tall. Right arm reaches high. And then this one I'm just going to twist. I'm just going to wrap. So I'm going to wrap and twist. And breathe. And as I breathe in this twist, again, asymmetrical stretch for that diaphragm, you're going to feel the breath in your left belly. You're twisting left. You're going to feel the breath expand the left belly. 8 deep breaths here. So, there was this research done in 2015 and 16 by Lauren Fishman. It was in the New York Times, these 12 poses for osteoporosis. Don't forget about your right foot, your opposite toes point straight up. And they found that 40-second holds were really the most beneficial. There's like this, at 72 seconds, there's a refractory period where you're not getting the benefit anymore. So the the bone starts building at 12 seconds. And 72 seconds is just a little too long. So I do 40 seconds. It's sort of in the middle. On the next exhale, you can come out of that. Good. And then lay down on your back. This is the last pose we're going to do. And then Shavasana. Shavasana is actually a pose for osteoporosis. So lay down on your back. Take your hands down by your side. Walk your feet so that they're a little bit closer to your fingertips. Maybe you can touch them, right? But the deeper the back bend, the more, the closer your feet are. So just work accordingly. If you have a sensitive back, you may want to walk your feet away a little bit. Now you can use a block in between the knees here or not. But we just did all these external rotation poses, so I don't want your knees to splay open. So maybe use a block or pretend you have a block there. Squeeze the block. And then on the next inhale, you're just going to lift the hips up. Take the hands underneath you. See if you can clasp the hands and walk the shoulder blades together. I'm pressing the pinky toes and the pinky side of my wrist down onto the mat as I lift the hips in bridge pose. You have to engage the glutes, right? So squeeze the glutes a little bit, engage the glutes to protect the low back. If you're having a trouble with this binding the hands together, take your hands to the side of the mat. Hold the side of the mat and pull the mat apart like you're ripping the mat apart. And lift higher. You're in a back bend. Taking 3 more breaths. You're watching the belly rise and fall. Don't move your head around in this pose, right? Your neck can be compromised. Take 2 more breaths, watching the rise and fall of the belly. And on the next exhale, just lower down. Take the block away. We just did 7 poses for osteoporosis. There's 12 essential poses. Just windshield wipe your legs. Do any moves that feel comfortable for you. You're about to go into Shavasana or rest pose. If you need some support, take your blanket. You can place a blanket underneath you or over you. Extend your legs long. Take your feet nice and wide, let them drop out. Arms down by the side. Palms spin up. Close your eyes. And you can stay in this rest pose for as long as needed, yeah? Just remember to take care of yourself and honor this rest pose because the body, you just did all this moving and breathing and created all of this prana, this life force, and you want that to be stored in the body and to sort of be absorbed in the tissues and the cells. And you can stay in here as long as needed.